I'm just open for questions. Fine. I think we had our statement out.
So, Jon, just when did you and ownership come to this decision, and why was now the time?
Yeah, I think we made this decision relatively quickly. Why now? At the end of the day, we believe this gives our team the best opportunity to have the most success this season, the success that we expect, and going forward long term. And so you have short windows in the NBA to build towards contention and actually contend, and we didn't want to waste time in putting our team in the best position to do that.
When did you tell Jason Kidd that he was going to be let go?
Jason and I met earlier this afternoon. I'm sorry.
So that's why I found out the news this afternoon.
Yes.
Why was it important to make this change in season, Jon? This is sometimes coaches can play out the end of that sequence. Why was it in season that it was necessary to be done?
Yeah, I think, Eric, like I just said to Matt, for us, at the end of the day, we have goals and expectations for this team, and we truly believe that making a change now gives us the best chance to have success, not only this season, but going forward.
When Jason came to Milwaukee, it was well established that he had a personal relationship with members of the ownership group. How much did that complicate this decision? Did it make it any more difficult? Did it maybe drag it out a little bit more? Or was that a non-factor?
No, so I evaluated this, made a recommendation, ultimately made a decision, and had unanimous support from ownership on this. And that's the way we come to all of our conclusions and decisions. It works really well for us on the business side and on the basketball side, and appreciate the support that we have.
Jon, how are you going to proceed with the head coaching position after today?
So, Gennaro, Joe Prunty is going to coach tonight's game, and we have another game on Friday. In between that time, we'll have a plan that we'll put in place that'll kind of lay out for the rest of the season, and we'll go into the summer and have an extensive coaching search and opportunity to hopefully find a great coach for this organization, of which Joe Prunty has every opportunity to be part of based on kind of what happens going forward.
So Joe's going to be the coach the rest of the year?
He's going to coach tonight's game. By Friday, we'll have a plan in place.
I guess why today? Why was this just notified, or why was this out hours before you guys were playing tonight against the Suns?
Yeah, I think the general manager in the NHL had a statement once, and it's, if something is inevitable, why wait? And so I think that we'd come to the conclusion that this was the best thing for the future of the franchise, and this is the time. We go into a period where we play tonight, and we don't play again until Friday, and we think it kind of gives us the best opportunity to transition and move forward.
Was it just Jason Kidd's coaching style? Were there any outside reasons why he might be let go?
No, at the end, this is just a performance-based thing. This team, we believe in this team. We believe in the players. We believe in the talents that they have. We look forward to try to having consecutive playoff appearances for the first time in over a decade, to hopefully win a first-round series for the first time over a decade. And we felt like at this time, this was the right decision to help this team get there.
What was Kidd's reaction when you told him?
Jason's utmost professional. I mean, he was beyond professional. He was helpful, giving us some commentary and some things to think about. Respect Jason for everything he's done for this franchise. He led a tremendous turnaround of the franchise in his first year, had multiple playoff appearances in the time he was here, and we're very thankful for what he's done, and we share that with him, and hope the best for him going forward.
Jon, what is your vision for the next coach of the Bucks, and what type of attributes that person would bring, and skills that person would bring?
Yeah, Matt, at the end of the day, that's going to be part of our search and part of our process, which we're not there at that point yet. When we get to that, we'll lay out all the things that really matter and the things that we want to try to find, and we'll go through an exhaustive process and find the person that hopefully fits that best.
Did you talk to Giannis at all about this decision, and going forward, what kind of a role will he have?
Yeah, so we talked to every player, both individually, and then just here not too long ago, we addressed the team, Milt Newton and I directly. And, our guys, they have a job. They have a job to play together. They have a job to play for each other, to be positive, and to help us realize the success that we all expect them to have this season. As you can imagine, in the moment, there's different emotions depending on who the guys are and what the relationships are. But ultimately, we have a bunch of high-character, highly talented players in there that understand the goal, understand the challenge, and will give their all to get to that point this year and going forward.
You guys have dealt with a lot of injuries and adversity this year, but when you were doing your evaluations, were there things that you could point that specifically led you to believe that coaching was an issue with the inconsistency on the court?
when you make an evaluation in a major decision like this, you evaluate and consider all things. I'm not going to point to specific things that went into our evaluation, but team performance is obviously one of those things. And, I think, we've had some injuries. We came to the season with Jabari injured. We've had some guys in and out, some minute restrictions, things like that. But ultimately, we still expect with the players like Giannis and Eric and Chris and Malcolm and Tony, we expect great things out of this team, and that's our goal, is to get to that point.
When you make a decision like this, sometimes there's a tipping point that you can handle so much adversity, and then at that point, there's just too much. Did that tipping point happen this year, and is there a time that you point to where you guys decided to go forward with this?
Well, like I said, Eric, this was a decision that we made relatively quickly. This is not something that was premeditated or really in the balance for most of the season. We just felt like we got to a point in the season where this team could do more and could perform at a different level in a different way, and we looked for a kind of a fresh approach and different voice and leadership for the team.
Two more questions?
The fan base seemed to have turned on Jason at some point during this season. How much do you hear that? Do you take note of that, especially with the new arena coming up and, obviously the importance of the fans to this organization and going forward?
The importance of the fans to the organization going forward is paramount. We love our fans. We don't really consider the fan chatter and banter in our decisions. So we love our fans. We love the support of the organization and of our team. It has no effect in the decisions that we make.
Obviously, Joe takes over tonight, but Joe and Sean, those are guys that came in with Jason. How do the assistant coaches kind of shake out in all of this, and where did they go from here?
Yeah, again, Eric, so this is relatively fresh, right? This is a couple hours ago, and so Joe's going to coach tonight. The assistants are going to coach tonight. They're going to do their job. They're the ultimate professionals, and we're going to go forward in the next couple of days, and we have a plan in place, and we'll get to that before Friday's game.
Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Joe Prunty here.
Joe, I guess the obvious question is, how much of a shock was this for you and the staff today, and what have the last couple hours been like?
Yeah, I think it's been a shock for all of us. But one of the things is we have to prepare for a game that's going to happen here in about 70 minutes or so. So, one of the things that happened is you do your normal prep, you get ready for the game, and then when something like this happens, things change a little bit. As John said, we'll coach tonight in a fashion that we've done before. So that part of it is good because there is some familiarity there. But there obviously is a change, and that change can be difficult sometimes too.
What's your message to the team on a night like this?
Go out and win the game. Go out and compete and win. It's the same message it is every night. I know, no one's going to go 82-0, but the bottom line is we have a job to do. We want to go out and beat Phoenix, and that's what we have to do.
When did you find out?
This afternoon, yeah. And it's media, obviously, goes crazy with stories, but yeah, this afternoon.
Yeah, obviously the goal is to win, and you guys can maintain that level of professionalism as you build towards that. But how do you handle the emotional element of it and, help guide the players through what is probably an emotional day for them too? Very
much so. But that's what professionalism is, right? You have your job to do. You show up and do it under any circumstance. It is emotional. There is a personal element to this. Jason and his family are great friends. They're incredible people. He's a Hall of Fame player, a Hall of Fame coach, and a Hall of Fame person more than anything else. And so it is tough. But that having been said, in this business, you play 82 games, and on those nights you got to show up and you got to perform. And that's what we have to do tonight.
What do you see has been an issue that's led to the team's inconsistency this season?
Well, I think the bottom line, we've talked about this as a staff, is we have been consistently inconsistent. Recently, one of the things that has crept in is the turnovers. We've been a very good turnover team. I think we're 6th in the league, but that's hurt us. Both sides of the ball, we have to be better. We have to be sharper. Defensively, we've got to get our assignments right consistently. It's not just one possession, because there's going to be 100 possessions throughout a game. You've got to be better than your opponent on every one of those possessions. Now, we know that's not always going to be the case, but you've got to put that effort into it every single time on both sides of the ball. And we, like I said, we haven't been consistent enough within games as well as from game to game.
You've taken over as interim head coach here before, but how different is this situation tonight and going forward?
Well, I think right now the focus is tonight's game. That's the biggest thing, is stay in the moment. This is all very recent, and for us as coaches, as players, we've got to digest it, but more importantly, stay focused in the moment and go out and win this game.
Last question.
Obviously, you mentioned being there in the moment and staying in the moment, but you're a human being. This is your future. There's going to be times where maybe your mind goes elsewhere. How do you try to stay out of that and stay in that moment?
Yeah, I can tell you, in all honesty, the last thing this is about is me. And that's real simple. That's real easy. Like I said, there is a personal side to this. There is a business side to this. And what you have to do, and we all go through that, all of us, no matter what we're doing. Just as we just happen to be basketball coaches. And so in this particular case, we have to, and I know I'm going to be repeating myself, but it's a matter of staying in this moment and, okay, what is our responsibility at this time and in this play, in this quarter, so on and so forth. And it sounds boring maybe, might sound cliche, but it's pretty darn accurate.